everything is happening in energy fields. Okay? So you are essentially an energy field which is bigger than you. Your energy field is bigger than your physical body. And your energy field, if you like, is what organizes, it's kind of the organizing principle of your life. Your energy field produces your body. Your energy field produces all the opportunities and the things that happen to you. All the ideas, new stuff that comes in, that all comes in through the energy field. And so your energy field is tremendously important. And the reason I work with energy is because when you change the energy, it changes your physical reality. Now, everything has an energy field. This is like a scarf, silk scarf here. This has its own energy field. My computer has an energy field. The chair has an energy field. The planet Earth has an energy field. Every tree, every plant, every leaf has an energy field. So your eyes have an energy field, which is part of your body's energy field, which is part of your town's energy field, which is part of your country's energy field, part of the Earth, part of the solar system, part of the galaxy, and so on and so forth. So we're not each one discrete energy field like a bubble, one, bubbling around in a lot of empty space. These energy fields are contained within other energy fields, and there's a lot of overlapping. And then when we think about something, we connect with another energy field. And sometimes we think about it in a way where we can be quite invasive to that other energy field. And we have unfortunately grown up often being like that and being invaded. Most people here are probably highly sensitive people, highly sensitive to energy, and probably experienced almost from day one having your energy quite invaded by other people. Sometimes, I look at the way people are with young babies, and babies are put out for show and everyone kind of wants to interfere with a baby. And I always think, do you understand about that baby's energy? And please respect the baby's energy, because it's got its own little field, and it doesn't always want to have everything kind of poked and pushed into that field. But it's a cultural thing. It's the way we treat babies, and we're not very aware of energy. And then we continue. This question came up from somebody who obviously her daughter is undergoing some kind of change. I don't know if she's leaving home or something like that. And the mum clearly wants to influence the daughter and make sure that she makes good decisions. But she admitted, she was saying, I want to do that and not be coming from a place of fear. And so often when we want to influence another person, we are coming from a place of worry, which means we're afraid they're going to do the wrong thing. And that we're pretty sure we have the answers and they don't. Otherwise, we wouldn't be trying to influence them. We'd be wildly impressed at the decision that they're making. So, and this is very common with parents, it's very common with employers, and it's very common between couples. I notice, and of course I have plenty of personal experience in the couple part, how easy it is when the other person is reacting negatively to something. And I make this mistake, I still make this mistake far too easily. You want to come in and fix them. You want to make everything all right for them. And it's amazing how ineffective it is. And I'm sure everybody knows that. It's so rare that you can go in and fix your partner. And the truth is that usually when you want to fix your partner, you are really disturbed by their behavior. You are upset by it, or you don't like it, or you find it unpleasant, or you want to get rid of it. You don't want them to be being like that. You don't want them to be angry, or you don't want them to be having whatever experience they're having. But if we really understand that each one of us is a soul which is really having its own experience, why would you want to take away that experience from another person? If you think about it, you have some challenging experiences at times, and those challenges are what have grown you. Now, there's nothing wrong with learning during a challenge. There's nothing wrong with an example that shows somebody another way to handle a challenge. But to come in and essentially to try to hammer that person and to tell them that everything they're doing is wrong and that they should do it your way, when without establishing any trust in that particular situation, is very invasive to the other person's energy. And it actually becomes very confusing in the end. One of the things I've noticed, and it's something I'm becoming more wary of myself, or even in my own teaching, is that very often teachers kind of pound you with what's right and what you should do and how you should do it. And it can make you feel quite confused because you lose your own sense of self. And I've been aware that I do that sometimes as well. It's not what I want to do, but we don't always realize what's happening. And yet, really, we need each to be able to grow in our own inner understanding and our own inner experience. So it's very important also when you're learning in this kind of way to always be present, be present to yourself. I'm trying to teach you all the time to strengthen your core so you don't lose yourself when you're learning. Because the more powerful person, it might be you as a parent, or it might be you as the partner who's feeling okay at the moment, as opposed to the partner who's maybe not feeling okay. If you can both be present, and the more powerful person is able to be really open, so you're not trying to pound the other person with everything that you know and your wisdom, but you are genuinely open and present to the energy of the moment. So you're not trying to fix the other person. You're trying to you're receiving the energy of this moment. And the other person, the person who's having a hard time, the person who's in trouble, the person who's struggling with life, if you create a space where they can be present too, and they can open up a little to become more receptive, so that they start to receive new energy, which is what will help to resolve the struggle. And if you stay present in that situation, especially if you're the influencer, because you are the powerful person there, your energy is more organized than the other person's energy, then you'll find that the right words come to you. And they're not words of convincing or overpowering or pounding on the other person. They're words that very simply, very naturally help that other person to open up to themselves and to their truth and to what's right for them, and to be able to feel themselves more clearly. That's a real gift, to be able to give that to another human being. To be able to allow them to find themselves in your presence. And to be able to find what's true for them without giving over their energy to you. So the principle is that the more coherent, more harmonious energy automatically organizes the less harmonious, the more chaotic energy. So if there's a topic where you're at peace and the other person is really disturbed, your energy will help their energy to become more peaceful. And when it's more peaceful, they're more relaxed. And when they're more relaxed, they're more open. When they're more open, they receive more fresh energy, which is the energy that's right for them. And from that fresh energy comes solutions to whatever's causing them this lack of peace. And so that's the principle. That's the principle of spiritual teaching. It's the principle of the way that we influence each other in a benign way. When you are afraid or worried about the situation, your energy is not harmonious and it's not organized, and you actually have no power to influence in a true way. And that's why you find yourself banging on at somebody, going on about things, nagging people. You get yourself into these situations where the other person is resistant to what you're saying, because you're coming from a place where your energy is no more organized than them. And so you don't have any power in that situation. There is no natural power. And so you try to force it because you want to influence, or you feel you ought to, or because of your fear, you want to change the situation. You try to force it through your words and maybe through your actions. And that force creates more resistance. Force is below a truthful state of consciousness. It has no truth in it. Forcing somebody else is an incoherent, untruthful, unvalid way of behaving. And therefore the person will automatically resist unless their energy is more organized than yours, and then you will be able to influence them. This is why when you go out into nature, you calm down, because the energy of nature is more coherent than your energy. And so it influences you. It's why if you really work on yourself and you find deep inner peace and inner coherence, you don't need to go out into nature to find that peace anymore, because you hold that within yourself. You become part of it, and then you influence other people. And therefore, if you're in a situation, whether it's at work or it's with your partner or it's with your children or any other situation, it's a friend, and they're struggling, or you need to influence them in some way, it's really important to pay attention to your own energy and your own inner state, first and foremost. Once you have relative harmony and coherence, once you're peaceful about the situation yourself, you are then in a fit state to communicate as well if you feel that that's necessary. Your energy will already be influencing somebody if they have a connection with you anyway, but there may be a situation to talk. Your priority in that conversation is to be present. Just present, open, receptive. Don't involve so much with them. When you put all your attention onto them, it's like you make them your energy source, and you start to try to pick up their energy. That's not natural. Stay open to the energy that's coming into you. It's that energy that supplies your words, that supplies your feelings. If you go and connect into that other person, you start to eat their energy. You don't need that. You need this kind of energy, this energy from the source. And the amazing thing is that when you connect in that way, don't connect with the other person. Be present to them. Be open to them. Be respectful towards them. Love them. But receive fresh energy, not their energy. And that energy will supply you with words, you'll find yourself talking and sometimes even surprised that the things that come out of your mouth are exactly the right things to say in that particular situation. Because there is an energy field of the conversation. There is an energy field much bigger than yours, and many energy fields much bigger than yours, that can hold that conversation. And in your good intention, to be able to assist another person, and in that person's openness and willingness to receive some help in their struggle, true transformation can take place absolutely naturally. This is a very different way of influencing each other than the way that we were probably exposed to from a very early age and have probably inflicted on people all through our lives. So the next time your partner or your child or somebody freaks out around you, number one priority, don't freak out yourself. Usually that's what happens. They start to go on about something that really annoys you, you're annoyed instantly. You've instantly joined their energy field. It's amazing. It's amazing how we do it. And the worst thing is you do it in self-righteousness, like, you shouldn't be doing that, you're disturbing me. Or my thing, you know, I feel angry inside because you're angry. Like, how can you be angry and pollute this beautiful energy field with your anger? And I'm instantly in the same angry, which is self-righteous anger. It's even worse. Okay, so watch yourself very carefully in the way you react to other people and gain mastery of yourself. Okay, apply what we're learning, and then you'll have the grace and the peace and the presence and the energy and the connection to genuinely provide something of value to that other person that they will actually be able to listen to.